aspect of our Torah. This week's Parsha has perhaps one of the most boring aspects of the Torah. The giving of the offerings of the different tribes. All the different tribes are bringing an offering, and they're all the same offerings. And it goes on and on. The only difference when they're bringing the offerings is the name of the leader of the tribe and the tribe itself. So the question comes up, why? Why does the Torah do this to us? The answer is very simple. It's a very deep idea. Remember, the purpose of the Jews being in the wilderness is we're a group of slaves, and basically the Torah is pointing out that from this group of slaves, we're making a nation. You might say it's the birth of a nation. It has nothing to do with a movie.
A different theme there.
Quite a different theme in this, in what the Torah is trying to do. Those who understand the reference will understand it. Those who don't, study history. But anyway, the point is, the Torah is pointing out that the Jewish people now have to become a nation united. However, there are differences between the tribes. Every tribe has its own unique ability, its own unique culture, you might say, within the context of the general culture. It's showing that on one level, we're all unique. On the other level, we are equal. Sort of, if you will, there's a lot of complaints today that every state has 2 senators. Wyoming and Alaska have the same amount of senators as New York and California, or Texas. You say, wait a minute, those big states have a lot more people. Or Rhode Island has the same amount of states as, say, Alaska. And Rhode Island is extremely small, and Alaska is huge. And you say, why does everybody have the same amount? Same thing what the Torah is saying. While every tribe is individual, we're all the tribes are united together. Because the theme of the Torah is that we have to become one nation, made up of different parts. And while every part has its purpose, they're still equal. They're nothing alone. They're much more united. That the unity is what makes it whole. We're greater than the sum of the parts, you might say. Because every tribe, if they went on their own, would have failed. Because while they were good at one thing, there are things that they missed. Sort of like economically, if you will, in the free market system, everybody is relying on somebody else to fulfill a purpose so they can have a business. The guy who has the store is relying on his suppliers. Say a guy who owns the store over here, the bodega, he sells milk. He's relying on the trucking company to bring the milk. The trucking company is relying on the pasteurization place to make sure the milk is okay. They're relying on the farmer to supply the milk. And then you have the machinery that has to come from somewhere. You have, the companies that make trucks. They have to rely on other companies to supply them with parts. In other words, no one group has control. Everything comes from a different place, and it's not like anybody told them what to do. They just do it. But they're united in their goal is to make money. Here the Torah is united, getting us to be united in our goal, which is to be a nation of priests, as it were, to be a chosen nation, to show the world how to live a life according to the Torah. So it's the same thing, is there's a goal in mind. The goal is that we have to be a nation to teach the world what it means that there's a God in the world. So something to think about